then, of course, as you grow, then, of course, make sure that you change the businesses.
Yeah.
So now I run Summer Enterprises Limited. I run, of course, with the help of my family.
Yes.
That is my daughter and my son.
Yeah.
Summer Guest
Salutations
House.
to the daughter and the son. Good one.
Yeah, they give me a lot of ideas.
Yeah.
At times, you also argue.
Yeah.
And then they tell me, man, no, because of course of the changes that are taking place, you don't have to be so static to one idea. And I listen.
Yeah.
Because if I don't listen, it means, of course, the business
They bring
can
in
go
the
down.
young energy, right?
Yes, and new knowledge. And
Yeah.
they do a lot of research. And
Okay.
they're always doing the digital marketing.
Yeah.
And so
Great.
from now Summer Guest House, I
Yes.
also have another company called
Yeah.
Summer Water Suppliers. This is a business which we started out of need.
Yeah.
What happened was that where we live, which is Membley Estate,
Yeah.
we settled there in 1993.
Wow.
There was no water.
There was no water.
I used to go to Githurai to fetch water, and then I got to a point I told my husband, I'm tired of
Of
going,
going to-
using your pickup to go and buy water. That time
Yeah.
he was in construction.
Absolutely.
And so it got to a point where he said, okay, let's go ahead and sink a borehole. We didn't know it was going to turn out to be a business because, as you hear,
Yes.
there was nobody who had water there.
Uh-huh.
The government has not supplied water. So after we sank the borehole,
Yeah.
it took care of our needs and the needs of our neighbors. So we started supplying water to their homes.
Yeah.
And so I would say that that was something that was good because it also, the sinking of the borehole made other people, of course, to increase, or the owners of the land,
Yeah.
to, of course, to increase the prices of the land.
Absolutely.
So it was, so it was a blessing in disguise.
Yeah.
And so
And
we're
a
up to
business
today-
opportunity at the same time.
Yeah, and up to today, we are still selling the water.
Yeah.
Yes, and in addition to that, I also run another company,
Yeah.
which is called Global Networks Investment. This is
Global
only for
Network Investments.
empowerment. Yes,
For empowering.
empowering people in business.
Wow.
After I learned
Yeah.
about networking,
Yes.
I decided to start this company just
Yeah.
to empower people, to equip them with networking, because it has really changed my life. It has changed the way I think.
Yes.
It has changed the way I do business. And so I said,
Yeah.
if this skill can transform me
Yeah.
from who I was those days when I was so analog, when I used to do business kienyeji way,
Yes.
and now I'm able to do business so professionally, I can equip the
Absolutely.
people I meet, or those who are willing to be changed,
Yeah.
with the same knowledge.
You're right.
And I'm seeing great change. So I do that through public talks, and of course also through the trainings that I do.
And of course, coming to a show like this.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you so much. And you know, I must say this, that quote unquote, I must say you are loaded, because I think your vast experience, you know, growing from scratch, seeing opportunities,
Yeah.
and I love the lessons we're picking there, seeing an opportunity, and then which transforms into a business opportunity as well. And the fact that you also don't tap from too far. Sometimes there's also mentorship that I'm seeing you do.
Yes.
Because if your son and daughter as well are helping you out, that's
Yes.
great mentorship as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
And I must comment, and I see this a lot, especially with the Asian community.
Yes.
When you go to their shops and all, you see the children there as well, participating and all that. And I think that's a lesson we need to learn as well,
Yes.
that we need to pick up.
Yeah.
And, you know, raise your children and even some of these young ones as well to learn
Yeah.
business from early ages.
Yes.
Lovely lessons there. Me, I'm picking lessons already. I'm even taking notes here.
And can I also tell you that I learned the same from the Asians?
Ah, yeah.
Many years back when my husband was in construction,
Yes.
he would ask me to go and source materials for him.
Yes.
I'll put my children in the car.
Uh-huh.
We go buy those materials for their dad.
Yeah.
And I would admire the way the Asians were running their businesses. I would see a child being told, go to the back of the shop,
Yeah.
bring one item, bring another item, and I ask myself, these children are so young, 5 years, 10 years, and they know how to do the business.
Do the business.
And
absolutely.
the parents are training them
Yeah.
to become good business people.
Yeah.
So I decided I was going to do the same for my children.
Yeah.
And amazingly,
Yeah.
today they are happy that I did. Okay, when they were small, they used to complain.
Yeah.
But you can imagine they are running, especially my daughter is running the business so well.
Wow.
My son has also told me he wants to start his own business, which is
Yeah.
tours and travel, called Grace Days.
Yeah.
So when you look at them, when
Yeah.
I evaluate them,
Yeah.
I see they are going to be very serious and very good business people.
Lovely.
I'm proud of them.
I love this. I
Yeah,
love this.
thank you.
My goodness. I want to give you a chance to sip some tea as well.
Okay.
There's a friend I think who's trying to give you some greetings on the phone. So you can tell them that you're live. You can
Okay.
just pick it up and tell them you're live.
All right.
Guys, if you're watching, we are in the house and we're talking about entrepreneurship, just having a titan in the house to really just give us some lessons here and there on what they're doing. So if you're watching, please let me know that you're watching and where you're watching from. You never know. You might end up going with something. You never know. So you better do that so we can keep learning together here and there. So thank you so much for tuning in one more time. Please remember to click on that share button so that everybody can learn what is supposed to be done. Now, you've told us about your journey, but I must say this. I know at some point you are employed.
Yes.
How did you transition?
Now,
How long? Taking you many years back.
It was not by choice.
Yeah, I know.
It so happened in 2003. I was working for the Minister of Finance in KRA.
Yeah.
And my husband fell sick in 2003. He had an attack of kidney failure. It was chronic kidney failure.
Yeah.
And it was not easy for me to, of course it would have been not wise for me not to resign and take care of him.
Yeah.
Take care of his of the family, that is the children, and also learn or try to take up now, of course, the role that he was doing. Which was now it was in construction. He was also running this Enterprises Limited, where we manufacture doors, we manufacture frames, we manufacture everything wooden for construction.
Yeah.
It was a very big shock for me because you can imagine I used to be employed in an office. I would just be told, process this file, take it from this one place to this another place, or lead these people. And for me now to come out and become an entrepreneur, it was not easy.
Yeah.
So it's not that I became an entrepreneur by choice, because you see, he decided to leave employment many years back. Yeah. And then he set up the businesses, struggled, and then he made sure that, of course, we're running very smoothly. Yeah. Then when he fell sick, and then after I resigned, I was, of course, in a lot of fear.
I know. That's, especially in those years, people resigning from a job.
Yeah, and people are like, Sarah, why are you resigning? I had to resign because, of course, I wanted to take care of him. That was the #1 reason that made me resign. So then, even after struggling for a whole 3 years, God took him away. Yeah. So he died in 2006. Wow. So I was left with so many challenges that I faced because, #1, the businesses, of course, had been run down completely because I was not there. I was also not able to take care of the businesses because my focus was on his health. Yeah. It also got to a point where I could not pay fees for the children because all the money was going to hospital. Yeah. We also had loans that we were supposed to pay. Yeah. So after he died, you can imagine that the bank, a certain bank, was following me and they wanted their money. Then also there was a huge hospital bill. Wow. And they told me, don't ask people to raise money for me. So you look for the money, know how you are going to settle all the debts, but please don't do any fundraising. Don't. So I couldn't, and it was a huge bill, which was in the hospital. But I would say that, and I appreciate Dr. Twahir, who signed off his body and requested me to go and pay. So every month I was paying 200,000 because the bill came to 1.2 million Kenya shillings. Wow, and that was a lot of money then. A lot of money. Yes. So what did I do? Yeah. You know, I'm a believer. Yeah. And I kept reading the Bible. And when I opened the Bible and I was crying and I was in shock and I was in confusion, God took me to the book of Genesis. Yes. Where, say Genesis or Exodus, where Moses was taking the children of Israel from Egypt. From Egypt. And of course he was in confusion. Yeah. And then what God asked him is, what is it that you have? Yeah. He said, I have a staff in my hand. Absolutely, yes. So I asked myself, what is this teaching you, Sarah? Yeah. You know what the revelation came to me? That whatever you have, sell it so that you take care of the problems that you have. Oh. So now because we had some pieces of land that my husband had bought, and I also had some he had bought in my names, I decided to sell off the ones which were in my names. Yeah. So I went to Embu, I sold one plot. I went to Rongai, I sold another one. Here in Nairobi, around here, I sold a few. So I was able now to clear off some debts. Yeah. Again, in the bank, what I did, there's a friend of mine who I requested to take me to the CEO of the bank. Yeah. Because you see, the bank manager was pushing me to pay. Yeah. And then he was also telling me that the property, which of course was used as collateral, was going to be sold. Yeah. So that we recover our money. So at times we don't realize what we have. You have a mouth. God gave it to you for free. Yes. how do you use it? Second, how do you use it?
You
so
have
this
to be
lady
creative.
took me
Absolutely.
there. I was able to tell the CEO, of course, how comfortable I was going to be. And he gave me a letter to take to the manager. And then, of course, I started now paying. So when I sold off some of the properties, or that there's few plots that we had, I was able to clear off some of the debts. Then later on, I sat down, and as I told you earlier, I love reading and learning.
True that.
There's a book by Robert Kiyosaki.
Yes.
And that book is Rich Dad, Poor Dad. I
know
was
that book.
reading the book. And I came across just one word, which God wanted me to see.
What was the word?
Focus.
Focus.
Focus means
Yes.
follow one thing until successful.
Oh, I didn't see that coming.
I'm telling you. So what I did, I sat down, I wrote down everything that I was supposed to do. It was a very long list of things I was supposed to do. And I started with the ones which I could tackle faster.
True.
So they gave me motivation to move to the next. And the hardest, of course, came last. And guess what? I would give myself a timeline to achieve those particular goals.
Wow.
And I was able to clear them one after another. Then again, I had to be very disciplined. So as an entrepreneur, you have to be very disciplined.
Absolutely.
What is it you want?
Yeah.
How do you manage, or how do you get that goal? So the discipline will lead you now to success. Because what I did, I used to wake up very early in the morning. By 6 o'clock, I would be at work. And then I would make sure that, of course, I organized with our managers.
Yes.
And we were able now to start, of course, running the business slowly by slowly. Because also, you see one thing, I had also lost customers, we had lost suppliers, some employees had left, the machines were also not running properly. And so, but I still had so much faith in God. I kept believing that, Sarah, you are a winner. Sarah, you are a winner. You can do it. You can do it.
Yes.
And in the process, that is when I also started. Now, when I joined Business Network International, I started writing this book, Overcoming the Impossible. So that is when I say Overcoming the Impossible. It means anything that doesn't appear like it can work, I'm telling you for sure it can work, because I have gone through a lot of pain, but I've not allowed the pain to crush me. So I realized that I was bigger than the pain. I was bigger than the challenges that I was facing. And so I encouraged our employees, and they helped me to grow. They taught me, of course, because I didn't know the business.
Absolutely.
And I thank God for that.
My goodness. Focus, discipline. I'm taking notes myself here, because we need to have that. And, I like the practicality of it. I mean, the waking up early to ensure things are flowing, all these kind of examples that you're giving in. If you're learning something, please ensure you don't learn alone. Somebody says that, don't be greedy, share with the needy. So click on that share button so that people can get to know as well that we are learning here courtesy of Sarah. Goodness Lord, you went through a hard time, because, and I relate with you a lot. Somebody said this, especially in this country, that a lot of families and businesses are just a sickness away to poverty. And at this age and era, if you're a business person or you're a person watching us today, sometimes you want to take up some of these policies that you see on the ground, because I know it's quite tough, it's quite harsh, but we want to appreciate some of the milestones that we are seeing coming up. And in your time, I know, even NHIF was a story of another day. And I know you had to really, that's why you had to, part with some of those dear properties that you had as well. Let's get into this, because I like the title and I would want you to repeat it again. What are the titles again of the books behind you again?
Overcoming the Impossible.
Overcoming the Impossible.
What Successful Networkers Do.
What Successful Networkers Do.
Yes. Wow. And I also forgot to tell you that I have co-authored a book with Dr. Ivan Meissner, who is the founder of BNI.
Wow.
I'm a go-getter.
My goodness. With the founder of BNI.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
And you can't imagine, I went to look for him.
BNI is Business Network International. You better get to know about it. Check it out. Google it.
So I went all the way to America to look for Dr. Ivan Meissner.
Wow.
Yes, and I met him in a cruise ship.
Yes.
And he used to mentor me every day for 5 days from 8:30 to 9 about networking.
Wow.
And in the process, of course, now he allowed me to co-author the book with him, which is Who is in Your Room. So and now I'm writing my 4th book.
You are a go-getter, as you say. You went all the way for that mentorship.
And before I could even get that visa, it was like climbing Mount Everest, Kilimanjaro, Mount Kenya together.
I know.
Because I went 4 times. I could not get it. Actually, I got it on the 4th visit to the embassy. And I would just find myself going to the same guy at the in that cubicle, and you look at me and wonder what's wrong with this lady. So I went first month, I went second month, I went third month. The fourth month I told him, excuse me, young man, I only come with a visa. Every time I come with all the documents you ask for, but today I've decided to come with a visa. Please, with my passport.
Yes.
Can you please give me the visa? I'll go and come back. Me, I'm not interested in staying in America. If that is why you think that you shouldn't process the visa for me, please approve it. So he just looked at me, didn't even say anything else.
And he did.
Then finally, he just told me, go and stay there.
I like that.
So determination.
4 times going there.
4 times.
It's another lesson, determination.
Yes.
Because there are so many people who give up after the first try and they're rejected. I don't know what.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Let's talk about business now. Huh?
Okay.
How is business for you now that we are in a season? I don't know whether we are still on a recovery because every time there's now another wave coming up in Kisumu, coming down this way.
Yeah.
How is business for you and how did this one hit you,
Okay.
especially this COVID-19 season?
That's a very good question.
Yeah.
And right now, we are still in the COVID season.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, many people are just seeing either death or they are seeing themselves not succeeding.
Absolutely.
But there's one thing that I have learned during this season.
Yes.
That you don't have just to continue doing the same business all the time. If there's an opportunity that you see somewhere, even if that's a business, say like if selling this tea, is a shilling in the pocket is better than one which is outside your pocket.
Absolutely.
So if you can sell something, why not sell? So
Sell
I've been telling people, we have what do you call it? We have social media.
Yes.
We have WhatsApp groups. You've been seeing people selling so many things. Like I created quite a number of WhatsApp groups for the young people because them they are always on the phone and they are selling a lot of things.
Yeah.
And then there's one girl I noted. She is very active selling things.
Yeah.
And she told me, you know what, ma'am? Imagine selling these things I'm selling online.
Yeah.
I've been able to buy myself a plot.
Wow.
Imagine. And she had been sacked. But then her friends were always crying, oh, there's no money, there's no this. But her, she saw an opportunity in social media. So she keeps on, every she wakes up early in the morning and she sleeps late.
She's selling.
So that's one thing that people need to know.
Wow.
Then also in my own business, what we did, when we saw that, of course, COVID-19 was affecting even the employees, we also didn't have customers. Our suppliers were also being affected because they didn't have money also to buy maybe the raw materials they bring to us.
Yeah.
For the what we did, instead of now getting rid of our employees, because of course the business had calmed down, we called them to a meeting, a round table meeting.
Okay.
Then we asked them, what do you think we can do? Should we sack some of you, or what do we do? Because you see, once you have the decision being made by the employees
themselves,
or the ones who, of course, they're the ones who produce or who bring money to the company, they'll feel respected.
Yeah.
So what they said was something that I didn't expect. They said, instead of you sacking us, maybe what we can do is, you maybe provide us with some food.
Yeah.
Another thing you can do is also get some of us to come on alternate days.
Yeah.
And that is what we did.
Wow.
And some would come, half of them would come, they stay at work, and then there was no work, not much work.
Yeah.
And then we also, my daughter went aggressively online to market the business.
Yeah.
And guess those are the people who have started buying a lot even now this time. And then also, I as a person, of course, as the CEO of the company, with the networks that I have, I kept reminding them, here we are, this is what we are doing. So we did e-flyers. So I would send to them, and then I would also go to do one-to-one meetings, and I would understand their business. I would also give them referrals. They would give me referrals. That networking has really helped us. And I can tell you, we are not badly off.
Wow.
Because we have been aggressive marketing the businesses.
So what I pick from what you're saying,
yeah,
I like that you put your employees in a round table to make these decisions together.
Yeah.
So that they can feel part and parcel of the decision.
Yes.
And of course, what else I pick is resilience, like that, you know what, you have to keep being aggressive and try as much as possible. Don't allow yourself to just be down, you know, and remain there.
Yes.
Hey.
Okay, and then I would also say,
yes,
we also do some rentals.
Yeah.
So what we did was that we realized, you see, a bird in the hand is better than two birds in the bush.
Absolutely, yeah.
So we looked at, we sat with my daughter and our agent.
Yeah.
And then we realized that these people might leave.
Yeah.
So what did we do? We decided to give them a 25% discount on rent.
Wow.
For 4 good months.
Wow.
Is it 4 or 6? I think it's either 4 or 6 months.
Wow.
And they were very shocked because they didn't expect that to happen.
They didn't expect that to happen.
Our competitors never did that. Eh?
Some people are adamant.
Yeah. So what happened was that one day I was in the office and I saw 6 men come to my office. I was like, now who are these? You know, of course, you want to do all your tenants.
6 men, 6
so
men.
they came to tell me,
yes,
Madam, we just come to tell you, thank you very much for the discount you have given us.
Yeah.
So those are our marketers now. I can tell you our houses are full. You have to today.
Lovely.
Yes.
Lovely.
So you have also to think about other people. Don't just think about yourself. The money you also always receiving from people.
Yeah.
Try to think how best you can help them, of course, in time of need, because these are the same people that you need. And then another thing is what I learned is
yeah.
If probably we didn't reduce the rent,
yeah,
you know, they could have left.
They
so
would
it
have
means,
gone.
of course, now that income, I would rather make some little income than make nothing at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you see, they're still there because they can see that, of course, we are human.
Absolutely.
See? Yeah.
Empathy,
and then for the water
you.
business, those customers who have been buying a lot of our water, I told my driver, now you know what we are going to do?
Yeah.
All those who have been supporting us for so many years, we give each one free lorry of water. So, of course, you make sure that you hold them. They're not going anywhere else. You have to be smart in business.
So you have to be smart in business and think ahead.
Yeah.
And think about your customers. Wow, lovely.
Yeah.
So, and I know you have shared a lot of lessons along the way of some of the things that you picked along. And I think we also learning a lot of things about empathy and going on together.
Yeah.
And there is something that you refer yourself in when I was reading about you.
Yeah.
That you are a lifelong learner.
Yes.
I like that, and I wanted to ask you, can you expand more? So that maybe we need to adapt the same thing as well from your end.
Oh, thank you. That's a very nice question. You know what? I really love learning. And right now I'm feeling like, Sarah, you are doing yourself some injustice. You've not gone back to Strathmore. You know, somehow I love Strathmore University.
Yes.
They have a way of making people feel part and parcel of them. And then they also bring lecturers who are very good.
Yeah.
And then we give them, of course, our experiences about business, and they help us a lot.
Yeah.
Now, for me, I realized that if I don't learn, and I learned this from Dr. Ivan Meissner, he keeps on telling us that we should make sure that we keep on learning.
Yes.
So now, being a member of that network, there's a university, and every day I wake up to listen to his podcasts on networking. And then in the university, they have content that helps people or members in the organization to learn about business. So it's not just about networking, but there's a lot of content on business. So I wake up because that is somehow free. Okay, we only pay 74,000 shillings for membership. Okay. But the content you get there,
amazing.
It is so good that if you pick it and apply it in your life and your business, you see a lot of change.
Wow.
Then I also have books. I have very many books. If you come to my bedroom, you think
it's
maybe I'm a professor. Doing some research. So I read a lot about, say, business management. I read a lot about human resources management.
Wow.
Yes, I read a lot about leadership because I'm a leader and I want to be that professional leader. Yeah. And I have many books from Dale Carnegie, and I love his books because it's, most of his books are about people.
Yes.
How to speak so that, of course, people can listen to you.
Absolutely.
You see? How to speak so that people can connect with you.
Yeah.
And then I also have books from this leadership man, I can't remember. He talks about leadership a lot.
Is it Maxwell? Or
yes, yes. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm a fan of him as well. Yeah.
So even him, I think I have about 6 of his books.
Wow. Yeah, he's an amazing guy as well.
So you have to keep on learning. And again, also associating myself with young people because you see, young people have so much time to do a lot of research. They have time to go online. So most of the times when I'm in this club, you find me with some young people there, and I learn a lot from them.
Yes.
They learn a lot from me, so we exchange, you see. Yes, we exchange. I give them wisdom, I give them about knowledge, about business, and about anything that they ask me about. Yeah. And I tap a lot from them. Absolutely. So you don't only have to learn from people who are older than you, or people, either professors or very good business people. And imagine something, I also learned something from my grandson.
Oh.
Yes. You know
they also have some things they're teaching,
I'm telling you, he came and showed me how to use status.
Yeah.
And now what I do today, if you look at my status,
Yeah.
I have about 800 people who follow me.
Yeah.
So what I do, I put some information about education, maybe about networking,
Yeah.
maybe business management, and then also maybe something funny to keep them, of course, coming so many times to see what is Sarah
you know
posted
about
there.
status.
You see? Yeah. So I use it also to promote my business. And I also put e-flyers for my business and
Yes.
ones for my friends.
Wow.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Thank
Let
you.
me just read a comment here from someone who knows you. This is Anne, Anne Exotic. She says, Sarah Karingi, a great networker and networking trainer.
Wow.
She knows you very well.
Thank you.
There goes the question now. Let's talk about networking because, you know, as I told people,
Yeah.
this is the queen of networking and she's here. The power of networking.
Yeah.
Talk about it because you are the go-getter who will go all the way
Yes.
just to have a network created.
Yes.
Let us know about it a bit more because, you know, these are business people watching
Yeah.
and they need to see the value of this.
Okay.
Tell us how it has affected you.
Networking. I love networking.
Wow.
I love networking. When you see me like this,
Yeah.
I was not like that
Yeah.
before.
Yeah.
I never used to be confident.
Yes.
So when you interact with people, you work with people, you listen to them, there's something you tap from them and you keep learning from them. So
Yeah.
what I realized is that through networking,
Yeah.
the more I have read, the more I have practiced the skills,
Yeah.
the better I have become. So you have to keep on practicing every time. I'm still learning about networking. There's no end to networking. You have to network always. But then the question here is,
Yes.
to make it effective,
Yeah.
how do you network? Number one, you have to be a very good listener. But first of all, let me define networking.
Wow.
Networking is more of giving than receiving.
Oh.
Yes.
It's not just about you taking.
It's not just about you
It's
just
more of
taking from
giving.
Shege. Every time I'm thinking of what can I get from Shege?
Yes.
You mean Shege doesn't have needs or wants? Of course I have to
I have
give
that.
also to him.
Yes.
And I have realized that the more knowledge I have shared about networking with
Yeah.
people, the more I have connected those that I like
Yeah.
and those that I trust to my networks,
Yes.
the more they have elevated me. That is networking.
Yeah.
So I have to build relationships that are not only meaningful but very beneficial.
Yeah.
So if you think about me, I think about you. When I maybe like I'm walking along the road, I see something that maybe I can help you gain. I should call you immediately and I connect you to that opportunity.
Yeah.
I don't have to waste time. So even when I see maybe someone asking for something online, and I know there's somebody else who can
provide
gain
that.
from that,
Yes.
or provide that solution, what do? I immediately call this person. I don't just text. I call him, engage him. I ask, hi Shege,
Yes.
I'm Sarah, we are in the same group.
Yeah.
I have seen that you are asking for this thing. I have a friend of mine. She has served me so well.
Wow.
So you don't have to worry. Let me give you her number.
Yeah.
Then I'll call the other one and I'll tell her, you know what, there's a friend of mine. We are friends or in a certain group. And this is what he or she is asking.
Yeah.
Please get in touch with him right now. Don't waste your time. Do it
now.
now.
Do it now.
So that is what networking is, making sure that the two people, of course, connect
Yeah.
and they exchange value. So in networking, you must give value. So even when you are doing business with people, like I have told you, that what I have done is to make sure that I get hold of these people. I've learned that I've given them discount. And I've also given them this value that even when I've given them, maybe because of course, giving someone rent for quite some time, you
Yeah.
see there were 6 times, so you can, so it was I think for 4 months, all that amount that you have given them, 25%, is a
Yeah.
lot of money. But you see, when you give, you gain.
Yeah.
Those people decided not to go. They are still here. They are still with us.
Yeah.
So when you give, you gain.
Yeah.
But people don't realize that. Unfortunately, as Africans, at times, I don't know whether it's because of the way we were brought up or it's
Yeah.
what, I don't know. We want everything to ourselves.
To ourselves.
I want just to hold everything to me. I don't want to share with anybody. But you see, when you give, you receive so much.
You receive so
So it is always good when you are doing business, give to your customer what you'd like given to you. If it is something you are manufacturing, tell them the time they can come for those products.
Yeah.
Like in our company, I have trained my staff.
Yeah.
We are manufacturing doors, yes.
Yeah.
We are manufacturing frames, yes.
Yes.
And the customers have come, yes. Number one is honesty. Make sure you give them what they have paid for.
Wow.
Don't shortchange them. Don't wish to make maybe like 3,000 shillings instead of maybe 1,000 shillings per door.
Yeah.
then it is time. You promise them that they should come for their goods by Friday. Don't start giving them stories.
Excuses
so give them on that Friday.
Yeah.
And you know what? These people go, they come back, they say, when you go to Salma, unapata vitu zako ziko tayari.
Kila kitu sawa.
No. And then when they come to collect their goods, they find
Yeah.
that of course they are in good shape. And
Wow.
then, of course I've trained my employees not to ever steal from our customers.
Yeah.
So honesty is another virtue for anybody who is in business
Yeah.
or someone who is in networking.
Wow.
I'm a very honest person, I'll tell you for sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
But then, you know, I can ask you, since you're in the real estate industry,
Yes.
how is it doing? Are people building more this season, or have people slowed down, or is it the same?
No, not the same.
Okay.
Because you see, people's buying power has gone down.
Yeah. So
There's not much money in circulation.
Okay.
So what there are those, of course, whose pockets are still full.
Yeah.
So they are still building because, of course, maybe they invested many years back.
You're right.
So there are few, but when you look at the rate at which people are building now,
Yes.
it has gone down a bit.
Mm-hmm.
But what we do, of course, as I've told you, because I network,
Yeah.
we are still getting business from people. When others are closing, I thank God that we are still doing some business. And I won't say
You're
it's
right.
such a little business, but
Okay.
I think we're okay.
Okay.
So thank God.
I love that.
Yeah.
You know, you've mentioned staff, and I wanted to ask you, how many people do you have under your companies?
I think in total there are 40.
40.
Yes.
Wow. A staff of 40,
Different
my
businesses,
goodness.
yeah.
That's quite a big number. That's
Yeah.
quite a big number.
Yeah.
And you know, and I hope you're taking these notes, because the power of networking, my goodness, we're about to close this, and I want to appreciate all the feedback and what you're saying there online. And I want us to talk about a picture that I saw. I saw you with the First Lady, and then I saw you with a very beautiful award there. And I know you're an award-winning businesswoman, you know. So
Yeah.
talk about it. What was happening there?
You see,
Yeah.
Dr. Ivan Meisner says, give
Yeah.
us gain.
Absolutely.
I've just said that I used to be a student of Strathmore, and I'm still going back. I'm looking for a program that I can join.
Yeah.
Now, when I was going for the class in Strathmore, I used to encourage people to join me in class, maybe even later.
Yeah.
And then I realized that not many people feel like they want to spend, but I have a tongue of convincing.
Yeah.
So I'd go to one person and tell them how I've gained from Strathmore business, and they could also see the change in me because, of course, I've really grown.
Yeah.
I'm not the way, I've said again, I'm not the way I was
Because of learning.
many years back, 9 years back. I
Yeah.
was different, very shy,
Yeah.
timid. I used to fear people. I would not speak the way I speak. And today, whenever I go to President Uhuru Kenyatta, I will address him without even fearing.
Even
you know.
media.
Yeah.
Lovely. Yeah.
And so now, the way I got this award, I didn't expect it. But you see, I gave to Strathmore a lot of people. They were, I think, about 32.
Wow.
Yes, that's a whole class.
Whoa.
And I've continued referring people to Strathmore.
My
For
goodness.
that, yes, either owner manager program, which
Yeah.
I took in 2019,
Yeah.
and another one was called Enterprise Development Program. Now, there's a professor called Professor Wangombe.
Yes.
I love Dr. Wangombe. He's a professor, that time he was a
Salutations.
doctor.
Yes.
So he called me one time. I was supposed to go and talk to ladies
Yeah.
in one of the called Women in Business. Then he called me on a Thursday and told me, Sarah, I want you to come to Strathmore. Then I asked him for what? He told me, no, just come.
Just come.
Then I went.
Yes.
When I went, I found the first lady was there. The other, Amina Mohammed was there, and
Yeah.
another lady was there.
Wow.
And so I asked,
The CS was there.
no, yes. So
Yeah.
I asked other ladies, what is happening here? They told me, no, you don't know, Sarah, you are going to be given an award. I asked for what? Now, the reason why they decided to give me that award is in class, that class, the
Yes.
Enterprise Development Program,
Yeah.
I did very well. There was a business plan which was supposed to prepare. I had done it in my program.
Yeah.
Other members are not actually not finished theirs, other students. And then I also made sure that the people who were in my class,
Yes.
we bonded very well. I
Wow.
taught them how to network. And we would go and support some of our classmates' businesses. There were two ladies who had a restaurant. So instead of going somewhere else to have dinner or just a meal,
Yeah.
we went and supported their businesses.
Wow.
And that, of course, made them feel very nice. And then other people would also ask them, how can we support each other? How
Yeah.
can we buy things from each other? How can we, even if you have an event, you just come to an event.
Yes.
My class,
Yeah.
I was their president.
Yes.
We graduated as 25 out of 27.
Wow.
Something that had not happened in Strathmore.
Wow.
Yes. So that is why
My
they,
goodness.
they pull it
You're
on
even
me.
encouraging
so,
your...
so they encourage me.
Yes.
So they called me, and for me to get that award was like actually a shocker for me.
Wow.
Yes, they came to my business. It was running very well. Whatever was we were doing in class, I had applied. So they put tick. So Sarah is the right person to be given the award. So when I saw myself standing next to the first lady, I was like, oh God, you are still elevating me, and I don't know. Even these other awards, me, I just get called, Sarah, we want to award you. So there's another award I went to in 2017 in Netherlands.
Wow.
Yes. That one was called Africa Business Excellence Award.
Wow.
They just searched for me. I don't know how they got my name.
And they
called me, I went.
Yes.
So I thank God for that.
Yeah.
And many others have followed.
I have seen many
Even
others.
in Business Network International, I've scooped so many awards.
There is no space for
But
that.
because of giving. Actually, it's because of giving. So much business, many referrals.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love the fact that because you've already even touched on it, and I would want you to touch on it. There's a question already from Sankara. I've seen your question. I'm going to ask it. You touched on giving back.
Yes.
And I like that philosophy that givers gain.
Yeah.
And as an entrepreneur, you need to be thinking about what are you giving. It's not
Yes.
just about taking and taking and taking. So the question is, for me, what would you tell an entrepreneur who's watching now about the importance of giving back?
The way I give back, other than business, I know you know George Washuri.
Yes. George Washuri is an amazing guy. He has been on the platform as well.
Yeah.
Hey.
George is my mentor.
Wow.
George is a brother. George is my friend.
Wow.
And why I love George is because even like when I was launching my business, he was there 2 times. There's a time even I cancelled a trip to go outside the country, but he cancelled for me.
Wow.
So he was giving me. So now, I know he has a foundation.
Yes.
So anytime George calls me to support his foundation,
you were there.
I avail myself. I'd rather even borrow the money and I contribute to it once his foundation.
Lovely.
And then there's a home that I have, I support.
Yeah.
It is a children's home. It's based in Ruiru.
Yeah.
There are some children that when I went there and I want to support them.
Yes.
They were in class 3. So I told them that whoever is going, 2 girls and 2 boys who are going to perform very well, I will educate them up the level of the university.
Wow.
And I have done that. So right now, there are 2 who are in the university and 2 who are, one is in NIBS and the other one is in Utalii College.
Wow.
And I pay for their fees. That is our company pays for the fees.
Lovely.
Then the others, we buy them food. Or when I see someone has a problem, I offer myself to help.
You will give something.
So when you give, you can't be poor because of giving. So absolutely. I give. Yeah. I give my time, I give my money, the resources that I have. I'll share. Me, I'm generous, so
I feel good when I give. I'm going to tell this to entrepreneurs. Yesterday when I called you, as we were finalizing on the plans, you were still on calls helping people out late in the night. I remember that because you're telling me you're having many calls here.
Yes.
Absolutely. Yeah. So give us gain. That's the philosophy, I tell you.
Yeah.
Can I get to this question, then we can end the interview? Sankara is asking, I feel trapped. Hey, Sankara, I feel I need to leave employment forever, start a business and become a successful entrepreneur. What's your advice? Did you hear what Sankara has asked?
Sankara, thank you for the question.
Yeah.
I would say that if your desire is to become an entrepreneur, you will be. Why? The founder of KFC is one person I also really admire.
Wow.
So there's no time whatsoever
that is late.
That is late.
You're right.
Because you see, this man started that business at the age of 65. Despite being discarded, he would, he knocked so many doors.
There you go.
And people, of course, didn't want to buy his product, either the chicken. But finally, God opened doors for him. So whatever one should believe is that they can succeed at any point.
Yes.
But what I would advise Sankara is, before she leaves employment, is first of all to do research, know what she wants to do, and then she has to work with a mentor. Well, with those 3 she can start, but not just to quit employment because other people are doing business, and she should also not look at probably a friend who is doing a similar business and say, I want to leave because I can see Shega is doing very well in this business, because you don't know even why he's succeeding. It could be maybe relatives who are even giving him all the money to start the business. Or maybe he has a very good network that is supporting him. And then maybe when someone sees that is the mistake that most people make, they see someone is doing so well in business. So they start the same, but then they flop.
Wow. Goodness. So Sankara, I hope you get it there. It's never too late. Anytime if you feel the push, go ahead and actually can tell Sankara, there is another video we did with another great man. He's called James Karundu. We call him the resident coach of entrepreneurs. Go ahead and check it out about starting off in entrepreneurship.
Okay.
By this, Sarah, somebody sent me a picture of you, and this is the title, that you lost 20 million, a whole 20 million firm.
Yes.
And you still bounced back.
Yeah.
For the people who have not read it out, what are they going to pick out from that?
That's another story I'm telling you. It was not very easy. Now, after my husband died in 2006,
Yeah.
Actually coming up
Yes.
was not, it was really hard.
It was easy.
Really
It was
hard,
easy.
but
Yeah.
I was so determined.
Yeah.
Because I was asking myself, now here are the employees that my husband has left.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever he is, what kind of a wife does he want to see?
Wow.
Then I said, oh my God, and then my children are here. They are watching me.
Yeah.
So what kind of a mother are they seeing? And then I said, Sarah, you really have to change your mindset.
Yeah.
You have to wear the armor of God.
Yes.
And you have to face the battle.
Face the battle.
So I started slowly, but being determined, focused, and there was very many negative vibes coming from all over.
Yeah.
Are you forgetting your widow? There's a widow from here. I don't know how many plots. This is what happened to her. Now she's at home, doing nothing. She lost because her husband left her with so much. But also one thing I would like to say is this.
Yes.
And those people who are watching me, please listen very carefully.
Yeah.
When you are doing business with your spouse, make sure she or he understands what you are doing, because you never know when you exit. Nobody, of course, knows when they will die.
That's a
but
lesson there.
imagine if my
Get
husband has not involved me in the business that he was doing. Okay, of course, I was not there 100%.
Yes.
But I'll tell you, I was there maybe 40%. So at least I had some idea.
Yeah.
The employees knew me. They used to see me go to the business, do some accounts a bit, go around the business like that. When he's going to a construction site, I would just follow him a bit. And if I didn't do that, I think I could have been very discouraged. But also when he was building, you see, I was also being involved because I would go and source for him the materials. So I would take to the construction site, and then I would hear him ask a few questions. So when he died, I decided to also consult the people he was working with. That is, there was one classmate he was schooling with. My husband used to be an architect. So I consulted him and told him that this project which my husband has left, which are not completed, please can you help me? Then another engineer who is still a family friend up to today. So anytime I felt I needed help, I went to them. They worked with me. There were some 3 projects which were left incomplete. So he helped me to do what? They helped me now to come up with the projects, and that is how I was able to get the skills of construction properly. Wow. And then after that, I put up another house from down up. I finished, and I was so encouraged, and I told God, oh,
you can do
God,
this.
Nothing is impossible.
Absolutely.
Now, when it comes to the fire, can you imagine after making sure that, of course, now the business is running, I'm doing very well, now from 2006 to 2010 there, my business gets torched in I think it was 2010.
What?
On a Sunday, Shege.
Fire
this time
on
I'm going to see my mom with my sister.
Oh my goodness.
And guess what? I'm being called, oh, your business is on fire. Which one? At my business. Which one?
Oh my.
Some enterprises. That was around 1:30 p.m. By 4, that is when I told my brother-in-law, let us not even go back because there's nothing I can do. Alone, I can't do anything. But when I came back, I found people, of course, were trying to put it off, but it was not very easy. But I just stood and I looked at it, and then someone asked me, Sarah, you mean you are that strong? We expected you to collapse. We take you to hospital. I said, who? I will not go to hospital. God will give me another business, and to even be much better.
Everything
of course,
went down.
3/4 of the business went down. The machines where production was taking place. But let me tell you, I worked again so hard. And how did I come up? And I want listeners to listen to me.
Please.
Use your mouth properly. Believe again you can come up. Don't allow that bad spirit to crush you. So I went to the supplier of spare parts. Once we used to sell to us spare parts for the machines. I talked to him, I told him my story. Then he told me, you know what? Your husband used to be a very loyal customer. Take note, loyalty.
Loyalty, absolutely.
Loyalty is gain.
Yes.
Wow. So it is an investment. So he told me now what we shall do. Just come for whatever you want. Don't even pay me anything.
Yes.
But when you get the money, you pay.
You'll pay. Yes.
So I would go for spare parts for one machine.
Yeah.
We work on it. It would crash because with the bearings, we run them, then it will crash. Then I go back again. I take more, and then of course we run the machine. There were about 13 machines, and finally we were able to work on them. So after 2 years, that was up to 2012, the business was doing okay.
It went back.
Yeah, it went back. But then you know what? It was not road, so it was an open space. So what I would do, I moved the machines to another safer space.
Yeah.
But the others, which were very big, I couldn't move them. So what did I do? You do with what you have.
Yes.
So I took some old iron sheets, and so I roofed for each and every machine that was there.
Yes.
Then later on, someone helped me now from the network, that is Business Network International. He came, was a roofing expert.
Yeah.
Then he roofed the entire place. After 2 years, but I didn't care what people are saying. I said, this woman, why is she can't even afford to put a roof? That people always talk. So if you listen to such negative talk, where will you go? I never bothered. But today my business is doing okay. I thank God.
And you bounced back.
Imagine if I gave up. Yes,
I know.
I bounced back.
Looking at your story, my goodness, because, a tragedy like that, because that was like double tragedy.
Yeah.
You don't have your spouse is gone. You have to learn the ropes the hard way. Just when you have felt like you've learned it again, there is fire, entire business goes down three-quarters of it.
And then someone asked me about insurance. I said, you know what? Insurance companies, and listen to me, please.
Yes, tell them.
In as much as we insure with you, it's also good for you to also have a human heart. That time, okay, they have to do their background check to see that it's me who has set the business on fire. I actually thought it was a failure from the Kenya Power.
Yeah.
But they came and they checked and told me if it was Kenya Power that has a problem, the cable from the source up to where, of course, your building is could have been. Yeah, so they told me, I think after 1 day or 2 days, they came back and told me, look at this particular place, this is where the fire was thrown. And then you could see because it was too heavy, the makaa, the charcoal was very thick. So that's what they told me, that's how they checked. So I said, it's okay. But now, the insurance company was not able to pay me. Okay, we had the insurance 10 million. But what I lost, including, of course, the whole property, the ceiling, the roof, and the finished products, and the raw materials, and the machines, came to about 20 million.
Wow.
But now I didn't look at that figure. I looked at, can I start my journey, and then I get there later.
Yeah.
So the insurance company didn't pay me immediately. I stayed after a whole 3 years. And from 10 million, I was paid 300,000 Kenya shillings. And then they said it's because I had not put, what do we call this, firefighting whatever.
Extinguishers.
But they were inside. They were inside because they come, they check, they say it's okay. You see, you don't put the fire extinguishers at the outside and then, of course, I don't know, those pipes, there were some inside, others, and even if they were outside, of course, the fire could have consumed them. So I decided to hell.
Whatever.
Yes, and out of the 300,000 shillings, I paid my lawyer 100,000. So I was left with 200. What would 200,000 do for
to such a loss, honestly?
If you plant in people's lives, let me tell you, they will always support you. Because if my husband had not planted a good seed in that man's business, he could not have supported us. And also our employees didn't run away. There are some who left, but most of them are with me till today.
Till today.
Thank God.
Goodness.
And what did I do? I gave back to them. The ones who have been with me, I gave them pieces of land, titles like that.
Wow.
Give and you shall receive.
It's going to be loyal. It's going to be loyal. Aye, what a story, my goodness, because I'm thinking, and that one of insurance has really touched me. After this, we still have to talk about it because honestly, and honestly, somebody said this, and it's good to quote them. They said, we need to have an insurance that really, really cares about the people they're insuring. Because let's assume, whatever the case, why would it take 3 years? Well, someone needs to recover as soon as possible so that they can now start paying back. Why take that long to really come to the rescue? I think we need to rethink. And this is a conversation we need to have. And by the way, if you're insurance and you believe that you guys are way better, talk to us. We'll see whether we can talk about you and endear yourself to these entrepreneurs because, hey, it's a tough one. It's a tough one. Goodness, Lord, thanks a lot. We have actually surpassed the time. But I appreciate this moment. I want to give you a final, parting shot. These are business people watching and, you want to give them a parting shot. What would you tell them? All this combined, I know we have spoken a lot about many things, but what would be your parting shot?
My parting shot is that just believe in yourself, believe in God,
Yes.
and all will be possible. Even this time of Corona.
Yes.
Corona is just a passing cloud. But focus.
Yes.
Just focus.
Focus.
Be determined.
Yes.
And everything will fall in place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Focus. My goodness, focus. And that book, they also need to read that book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad as well.
Yeah.
And by the way, your books, can they be found somewhere, you know?
I forgot to come with them.
I know you should have come.
But you find them in Amazon.
Yes,
Yeah.
they can be found in Amazon.
Yeah.
But I can also get some from you, is it?
Yeah.
I'm putting you live on the spot so that I can get Lovely. Thank you so much for watching. And Sarah, thanks a lot again for coming. It was such a very important, you know, lesson for many, and even for you being here.
Thank you.
So I appreciate your time. And even for me, I know I pushed this so much. I pushed you a little bit on the corner.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that you at least came through.
Thank you.
So thanks a lot as well for your valued company. Share this out. Let everybody who needs to know that you can get out of the dark spots from ashes all the way up, that it is possible. That it is possible. I like the fact that I've used the word ashes because there was an acid as well on your farm, and it went down to ashes, but look at you now.
Yeah.
So thank you so much. All those lessons, take them home. Keep working. That's Biz Talks. Salutations. Till next week. Bye-bye.